This week's Race of the Week is round one from the Senior X30 final at the British Kart Championships at Warden Law. It was a weekend of brilliant racing, nose-to-tail battling, and a potential changing of the guard. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's Race of the Week.
Junior X30, but the first race final of the day is underway, and it is Whitcomb from pole position. Can Gus Lawrence swoop around the outside? He's holding around the outside off of the racing line, and it's side by side through turn two, but it is Whitcomb that leads.
It is Whitcomb who leads. Lawrence has been able to hold P2, has not been shuffled back in the pack like we saw in the second heat. Mackey's had a decent start as well there in P3. That might have been Lewis Bird, I think, in a bit of bother through St. John's in the early stage. No, Lewis Bird is okay, still running towards the front. It might have been one of the Mick Barrett Racing runners who has been caught out. Jack Buckley's fallen down the order, and in fact, Jack Buckley's off the road. What a disaster for Jack Buckley. One driver's gone through the cut-through. We'll catch up with who that was in a moment's time. It's the 358 of Sam Branston. Branston out on lap one. Looked to be like a technical problem there for the Crop Promotion 358, but end of lap one. Whitcomb leads, Lawrence P2, Mackey in third, Antrobus, Lloyd, Bird, Stilt, Brown, Moore and Powell are all in the top 10.
Pretty line of stern start at the front of the field, but sort of 6th, 7th downwards. It was a bit of a scrap and a few drivers getting together and a few people falling foul of that. It was the MDL kart, the Mick Barrett kart, at the exit of St. John's on the first lap that got caught in an incident which sort of backed everyone up. But Bird managed to get through that. I think he was involved, but has carried on.
Gabriel Stilt was down the inside there to gain another position. Has properly got the race rust off after his layoff due to injury in preparation for the World Championships. That's all in the past. Had a decent run in the O-Plate at Wilton Mill a few weeks ago, but now is looking to press on and get onto the podium here in this first final of the year. End of lap two. The pace pretty even. 50.97 for Whitcomb, 51.03 for Lawrence, 51.05 for Mackey, 51.08 for Antrobus, but it's Freddie Lloyd, Fast Freddie, that they need to keep an eye on here because he's quicker than the top four right now, and Tristan Powell is quicker than all of them. This is a good set of lap times and sectors coming in, particularly from those drivers 5th down to 10th.
If you want an underdog or a bit of a dark horse in this one, keep an eye on that kart there, the backer shot with the bright green helmet as Moore goes up the inside of Bird into Gasworks. Aaron Brown has been there or thereabouts in every race so far, looking pretty racy in this one. He started on the outside, got dropped down a couple of positions, but he's pretty much always been there. If you're watching on the Alpha Live YouTube channel at the moment, poll's just gone up. Who do you think is going to win this one?
Whitcomb, Lawrence, Mackey or other. I think other could be quite a popular choice here today because this is one of those that's going to run and run and run for the next 9 minutes. Morgan Moore through, we saw past Lewis Bird, is now up to P8, a bit further down the order. Jack Nettleship's had a good start, he's up 5 places and into the top 15. Let's head down to Nicole Sutherland.
Well, we have the 358 has retired within this race. Previously, we saw him actually pull over on the side of the kart. I could hear an exhaust had popped off. Did carry on and kept going around, but now has decided to retire.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Real shame for Samuel Branston there. He saves things a little bit for tomorrow. The number 10 is under investigation. That's Hayden Eldridge, of course, one of the seeded drivers from the 2024 championship. But now we get into the second phase. Gus Lawrence, all of that experience in the kart with PF International Karting as a team. This is why he's a treble British champion, because he's starting to put the youngster Harrison Whitcomb under pressure now with 8 minutes of this race to go. 49.85 last time around, 2/10 quicker than the young Welshman. Mackey's trying to dig deep as well to respond, the junior champion from last year, the double British and Miami Euro Series junior champion in an incredible 2024. And I tell you what as well, Piers, Mackey is bringing his teammate for this weekend, William Antrobus, along with him. Is this where a little bit of extra time round this circuit? Antrobus part of the Rotax ranks last week, of course, in a longer final. Is this where that extra track time starts to pay off for William Antrobus there in the 3:57.
It might pay off towards the second half of this race. Let's not forget, we're only just at the point where we started the heats in terms of time. Still 7.5 minutes just over, plus 1 lap remaining. Let's not count out Freddie Lloyd in 5th place as well. Just at the fastest lap of the race, 0.3 faster than our leader on that premium karting chassis behind that group there. We heard from him on the grid with Nicole. He wants to get involved. He wants to turn that 2 into a 1 this year. And coming on strong at this stage of the race isn't such a bad thing. There is that man we're talking about, Freddie Lloyd, the blue kart, premium karting. He's got his head down, and if these start battling, he'll be right there.
Huge lap there from Harrison Whitcomb. Just popped in a 49.63. It's not the fastest lap of the race. You'll have seen on your graphics that that's Lewis Bird. Bird down in P8, but that was a fantastic response from Harrison Whitcomb. Saw the approach of Gus Lawrence as down the inside. Antrobus on Mackie. 2 drivers up from the juniors in 2024, and Antrobus is through.
Yep, that was a bold move. Block pass into centre 1 from Antrobus. It looked like he almost second-guessed himself. He went for it and thought, oh, I'm a bit far back. A little bit of side-to-side rubbing at the apex, but made his way through, as we see Stilp on the inside of Brown. Or was that Brown trying to go around the outside of Stilp?
Stilp down the inside there will take P6 and has taken P6 away from Aaron Brown. 6 minutes of this one to go. Into the second half almost on time. Gus Lawrence is kicking again. 49.46 for Gus Lawrence. 49.61 in Whitcomb's locker at the moment. This is one going back and forth here at Warden Law, but keep an eye on William Antrobus there in 3rd place, starting to edge away from Harrison Mackie.
This says to me, the front 2 at the field, that potentially that PFI kart in 2nd place, the number 1, got a bit lower on the pressures, coming on stronger a couple of laps later. We saw 2 laps ago, Whitcomb's kart suddenly switched on. This lap just gone, Lawrence did the same, but went a couple of tenths faster, and now Whitcomb, his first sign of defence, is up the inside into the horseshoe. That would have been a bold move from our champion last year from Lawrence. Unlikely to see a move there. Good exit out of the last corner from Whitcomb, but it is on.
It really is on. That was a very, very aggressive move from Gus Lawrence. A little bit uncharacteristic for him, but is he trying to get in ahead of the youngster ahead of him? Harrison Whitcomb, who had so much bad luck across the course of the 2024 season, was still a seeded driver in the juniors, but the pace that he had when on the good days, wanted a lot more than 9th place in the championship. Gus Lawrence trying to find a way through, but you can defend pretty wisely round here. We saw that last week in the senior category where Lewis Gilbert put on a clinic on in defensive driving in one of the heats. Harrison Whitcomb has got to do the same again, and he is starting to just bring it together. Maybe the defence in numbers is the way that Harrison Whitcomb adds to his tally of British Kart Championship wins. 4.5 minutes to go. It's Whitcomb, Lawrence, Antrobus, Mackie, Lloyd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gabriel Stilp still there in 6th place. Jack Nettleship continuing to come up through the order. Is nearly the highest of the rookies now. Has gained 8. Is just behind Tristan Powell for that last spot in the top 10. Gus Lawrence has a look as down the inside comes Mackie on Antrobus for P3. Then through goes Harrison Mackie. Here goes Freddie Lloyd through past Antrobus. So Mackie back up to P3, Lloyd up to P4. Freddie Lloyd will not get an easier overtake this weekend as Bird flies his way in. Has a go at Stilp for 6th place.
Yeah, Bird went so far forward they nearly hit the kart in front and unfortunately dropped himself a little bit further back. That stalled this group of drivers, but I had a little bit of a wry smile during that last couple of laps while you were commentating there, Andrew. I think this has got the hallmarks of a bit of a grandstand finish. Very much looking to the end of this. I'm hoping it is a classic. Oh, that looks like a very damaged Mick Barrett racing kart.
That was the 3-2-0 of Jack Buckley, who started this race from 6th place on the grid. It has not been the kind of conversion of points, championship points, as Lawrence has a little look into centre 2. It just feels like he's toying with Harrison Whitcomb right now. This is a tremendous drive under pressure from Harrison Whitcomb. 3 minutes of this one to go. He's got 2 reigning British champions behind him as Lewis Bird gets together with Aaron Brown. Morgan Moore's going to get stuck in as well. That's all for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th places. But Harrison Whitcomb, he's got the reigning X30 senior champion directly behind him. He's got the reigning X30 junior champion behind him. He's got the driver who finished a very, very well-deserved second, a tight second place to Gus Lawrence in this category last year. William Antrobus, He finished second in his junior campaign last year. You've got Gabriel Stilp there as well. Lewis Bird, I'll keep going. Morgan Moore, he has got a stacked field behind him, but right now, since the start of this race, 10 minutes ago, the Welshman is holding on. 2¼ minutes remaining into Gasworks. Doesn't need to defend too hard that time around. Good corner speed for Harrison Whitcomb. It looks like Premium Karting have done a proper job with the setup here. And he's good on the straights as well. Down here, it's going to take a big move if Gus Lawrence is going to want to add to his tally of British Kart Championship wins.
No cracks showing yet for Whitcomb, but I think he knows that Lawrence isn't going to do anything stupid at this early stage. Once we get to about 1.5 minutes to go, which is only a few seconds away, that's when the gloves start to come off. It'll turn from a boxing match to an MMA fight, I reckon.
Through centre one once again, and oh, here comes Mackie down the inside, junior champion on senior, and that could have been the moment that breaks it apart. Mackie is through. Lawrence all of a sudden is down in 5th place. 1 minute and 20 to go. Was that a little bit of a thought for Mackie to say, come on Gus, we need to get on with this. If you're not going to go for the move on Harrison Whitcomb, I'm going to take 2nd place away from you and have a go with 1 minute and 9 remaining.
Do you know what? I think that was a bit of a combination. I think it was a slight tactical error from Lawrence there. I don't think he realised quite how close Mackie was into the Senior S's, and Whitcomb was half defensive into the first Senior S, which hurt both his and Lawrence's exit. Mackie took the first opportunity he had on the back of Lawrence. He wasn't close enough to make a move at any corner before then, so I think he just thought, now is my chance, and if I can get a move and surprise Lawrence, that'll give me a good option to take the win. And it looks like he's in prime position to challenge Whitcomb at this stage. But I've said it before in this race, don't count out Freddie Lloyd right behind there. He's chipped away. He's now up into 3rd place.
He is indeed. Andrew has had a bit of a nibble at Lloyd out of the second part of the Senior S, and it didn't pay off. Mackie is all over the rear bumper of Harrison Whitcomb now. Two drivers who know each other very well from the junior ranks. We're going to have 2 more laps here in this final at Warden Law, and here comes Harrison Mackie. Whitcomb defends to the inside. Through the dogleg to go once again. Freddie Lloyd still there in 3rd. They're all stacking up now, and keep an eye on Gabriel Stilp. Keep an eye on Gabriel Stilp there in 6th place. Lloyd has a look at Mackie. Whitcomb now knows he's got to defend this all the way. There's a few penalties coming in, but I don't think there's any for our top runners there. Piers, time is up. Final lap board will be out next time around, and still no cracks. No show of weakness from Harrison Whitcomb.
He's done so well so far to soak up the pressure. He's defended when he needs to, but hasn't had to defend every single lap, so no issues in terms of over-defending. He's got a slight gap, a good final sector. 1,200 metres to go for Harrison Whitcomb to win his first British Kart Championships race in the senior category, but Harrison Whitcomb's going to have a look up the inside of the dogleg. Last time out, Whitcomb defended. He does again, over the curb, into the left-hander of St John's. Defensive this time. Mackie around the outside. That won't be an easy move to complete. Just about slots in, does Mackie, ahead of Lloyd.
Half a lap to go. Still opportunities for Mackie to get through. Gasworks will be the big one. Good speed for Whitcomb. Off of Senna 2. Up over the hill. This is the key point for the Welshman. Can he defend it down the inside? Can Mackie get alongside? No, he can't. There's a change further back as a Stilp is through past Gus Lawrence. Harrison Whitcomb. What a display this has been. Over the final corner. Mackie's trying to wrestle the door open. Harrison Whitcomb wins the season opener. Takes round 1 in Senior X30 for the Mira Tools British Kart Championships and becomes a 3-time final winner